Hello my lovelies. Today I have another book outlet haul for you, so stay tuned. Yes, I bought more books from Book Outlet. I could not resist. Yeah. I have two. This one's not that big. It's more like this. 2 boxes here from Book Outlet. I also want to say I'm sorry if you can hear my fan running and my hair is blowing all over the place. But our air conditioner stopped working today and we can't get anybody out till tomorrow. So we're making do with our fans. So let's get started and see what goodies I got. So I found that I prefer opening these boxes upside down, because opening them this way, I hate it, but it's so much easier on the bottom. Okay, so the first book I have in here is a travel guide. This is a Insights Guide, Barcelona City Guide, and I just thought it would be cool to have this since, you know, this was somewhere we went. And if there's a map, there's just all kinds of stuff in here. But we saw a lot of really cool places while we were there, and who knows, maybe one day we'll want to go back and see things we missed. This is one of the things we saw while we were there. That is La Sagrada Familia. Okay, next up we have Remember Me, The Last Story by Christopher Pike. And this gave me like middle school, early high school vibes. I used to read a lot of Christopher Pike when I was little. This says, Shari Cooper has died, felt eternal peace in the afterlife, and returned to Earth as a wanderer, a soul given permission to take the place of another soul in a human body. After regaining her memory of all the incredible things she's seen and experienced, Shari realizes what she's meant to do with the opportunity she's been given. Write stories to help people understand the immortal life that awaits them. Shari discovers talent she didn't know she had, and her words are so inspired that soon Shari and her stories are world-renowned. One night, a story of incomparable beauty and mystery comes to her. Feverishly, Shari records the ancient tale about the origin of mankind and the purpose of human life. What Shari doesn't know is that her new book is true. A mystical blueprint that warns of a great danger to mankind. There is a group of ancient creatures that despises all humans, especially wanderers. They will go to any length to stop Shari from telling this story. And I didn't realize this was part of a series, but on the back here it says read the whole series. So I'm thinking this says the last story, so I'm thinking this is the last book in the series, because I see Remember Me, The Return, and then Remember Me, The Last Story. Dang it. Okay, so yeah, this is the third book. The first book is called just Remember Me. So let me read what it says about that. Shari Cooper hadn't planned on dying, but 4 floors is a long way to fall. Her friends say she fell, but Shari knew she had been murdered. Making a vow to herself to find her killer, Shari spies on her friends and even enters their dreams. She also comes face to face with a nightmare from beyond the grave. The shadow, a thing more horrible than death itself, is the key to Shari's death, and the only thing that can stop her murderer from murdering again. So I'm gonna have to get the first 2 books. Okay, next up is 7 Ways We Lie by Riley Redgate. And I read Final Draft by Riley and really enjoyed it. And so I wanted to read more by them. This says, Paloma High School is ordinary by anyone's standards. It's got the same cliques, the same prejudices, the same suspect cafeteria food, and like at every high school, each student has something to hide. From Kat, the thespian who conceals her trust issues on stage, to Valentine, the neurotic genius who's planted the seed of a school scandal. When the scandal bubbles over and rumors of a teacher-student affair surface, everyone starts hunting for someone to blame. For the 7 unlikely allies at the heart of it all, their ordinary seeming lives result in extraordinary change. Okay, so this next book is a sequel. I do own the first book though. That is The Babysitter's Coven for Better or Cursed by Kate Williams. And I have the first book, which is just The Babysitter's Coven. And let's see. I've pulled it up on Goodreads so I can tell you what this says. Adventures in Babysitting meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer in this funny, action-packed novel about a coven of witchy babysitters who realize their calling to protect the innocent and save the world from an onslaught of evil. 17-year-old Esme Pearl has a babysitter's club. She knows it's kind of lame, but what else is she supposed to do? Get a job? Gross. Besides, Esme likes babysitting and she's good at it. And lately, Esme needs all the cash she can get because it seems like destruction follows wherever she goes. Let's just say she owes some people a new tree. Enter Cassandra Heaven. She's Instagram model hot, dresses like she found her clothes in a dumpster, and has a rebellious streak as gnarly as the cafeteria food. So why is Cassandra willing to do anything, even take on a potty training 2-year-old to join Esme's babysitter club? The answer lies in a mysterious note Cassandra's mother left her. Find the babysitters, love mom. Turns out, Esme and Cassandra have more in common than they think, and they're both about to discover what being a babysitter really means. A heroic lineage of superpowers, magic rituals, and saving the innocent from seriously terrifying evil. And all before the parents get home. Okay, there's so much I love about the concept of this. It's like, so The Adventures in Babysitting, that was such a fun movie. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it also gives me the Babysitter Club vibes, which I love. So I am very excited for this series. Oh my goodness. So this next one is a graphic novel, but I thought it was just like one graphic novel, but apparently it is a hardcover bind up of all of them. That is The Plain Janes by Cecile Castellucci and Jim Rugg. Wow, okay. And this is what the art looks like. Though I see it has like different color schemes. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, and the back looks like that. That's cute. So this says, Art saves. When artsy misfit Jane Beckles is forced to leave her beloved city life behind for the boring suburbs of Kent Waters, she thinks her life is over. But then she finds where she belongs, at the reject table in the cafeteria, along with fellow misfits Brain Jane, Theater Jane, and sporty Polly Jane. United by only two things, a shared name, and frustration with the adults around them, the girls form a secret club dedicated to fighting suburban apathy with guerrilla works of art scattered around their small town. But for Main Jane, the group is more than simple teenage rebellion. It's an act of survival. She's determined not to let fear rule her life like it does her parents' and neighbors' lives. Armed with her sketchbook and a mission of resistance, the Plain Janes are out to prove that passion, bravery, and a group of great friends can save anyone from the hell that is high school. And it says, includes the complete Plain Janes collection. The Plain Janes, Janes in Love, and the never before seen Janes Attack Back. So very cool. I really was not expecting this. So I'm excited that I have the whole thing. And that is all that's in this box. Okay, so let me show you. So to open via the top, you have to pull this thing and you have to tear along here, and then you can open it, and it's all just weird. Or you can flip it over and just tear it, like just pull this open, and it's so easy. Yeah, these boxes, I don't like them. Also, they don't use paper to pack in the box anymore, which is a real shame because that really helps protect the books a lot. Okay. Ooh, the first book in this box is so pretty. Oh my goodness. This is Chinese Fairy Tales and Legends by Richard Wilhelm and Frederick H. Martins. And oh, is that not just gorgeous? Oh. And there is some art throughout. This says, fearless heroes, feisty princesses, sly magicians, terrifying dragons, talking foxes, and miniature dogs. They all feature in this enthralling compendium of Chinese fairy tales and legends, along with an array of equally colorful characters and captivating plots. Although largely unknown in the West, the 70-plus stories in this volume are just as beguiling as the more familiar Grimm's fairy tales or Arabian Nights. They were collected in the early 20th century by Richard Wellham and first translated into English by Frederick H. Martins. This beautifully produced, revised, and edited new edition includes updated notes, which not only provides background on the tales, but also offer a fascinating insight into ancient Chinese folklore and culture. These are stories to return to time and time again, from awesome adventures to quirky allegories, from the exploits of the gods to fables about beggars who outwit their betters. Chinese fairy tales and legends is extraordinarily diverse and endlessly engaging. These wonderful stories have enduring and universal appeal and will intrigue both children and adults. I love fairy tales, so I'm excited for this. Let me move these over here. Okay, so I actually forgot that I had ordered these. So I'm really glad that I did. You'll see. I actually did order the first 2 books, which I've already told you about. Yeah, it completely slipped my mind that I had ordered all 3. So yay, awesome. Okay, next I have Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I've heard kind of mixed things about this. I'm very interested in it because I'm like really enjoying all of like the mythological retellings and stuff lately. This says, Piranesi's house is no ordinary building. Its rooms are infinite, its corridors endless, its walls are lined with thousands upon thousands of statues, each one different from all the others. Within the labyrinth of halls, an ocean is imprisoned. Waves thunder up staircases, rooms are flooded in an instant. But Piranesi is not afraid. He understands the tides as he understands the pattern of the labyrinth itself. He lives to explore the house. There is one other person in the house, a man called the Other, who visits Piranesi twice a week and asks for help with research into a great and secret knowledge. But as Piranesi explores, evidence emerges of another person, and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piranesi has always known. For readers of Neil Gaiman's The Ocean at the End of the Lane, I was not a fan of that book. I hadn't heard this. And fans of Madeline Miller's Circe, which I've also heard really good things about, Piranesi introduces an astonishing new world, an infinite labyrinth full of startling images and surreal beauty, haunted by the tides and the clouds. I am very much interested in this. It sounded so right up my alley, but I've been a little hesitant about it just because some people that have similar reading taste didn't necessarily like it, so I don't know. But I got it from Book Outlet and I didn't, pay full price for it, so it's okay. I don't feel as bad about getting it. Now, had I paid, what is the regular price of this book? $27, I might be a little more concerned. Okay, so this next book is a sequel, and I own the first book. I own the hardcover of the first book. I found it at McKay's, and I read it, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's been a while since I read it, but when I saw this one on Book Outlet, I had to grab it. It's also just as pretty as the hardcover. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Oh. So this is Spark by Alice Broadway. This is the second book in the Skin book series. So I've pulled it up. The first book is Ink, and pretty much what I remember about that is that their life story is essentially tattooed on their body, and when They die, their skin is preserved as their, like, it's made into a book and it's their story, something like that. So this is what it says about ink. There are no secrets in Saintstone. From the second you're born, every achievement, every failing, every significant moment are all immortalized on your skin. There are honorable marks that let people know you're trustworthy, and shameful tattoos that announce you as a traitor. After her father dies, Leora finds solace in the fact that his skin tells a wonderful story. That is, until she glimpses a mark on the back of his neck, the symbol of the worst crime a person can commit in Saintstone. Leora knows it has to be a mistake, but before she can do anything about it, the horrifying secret gets out, jeopardizing her father's legacy and Leora's life. In her startlingly prescient debut, Alice Broadway shines a light on the dangerous lengths we go to make our world feel orderly, even when the truth refuses to stay within the lines. This rich, lyrical fantasy with echoes of Orwell is unlike anything you've ever read, a tale guaranteed to get under your skin. And I gave this one, let's see. I see my rating. I can't tell if I gave it like a 0.5 or anything I would have written in the review. But I gave it 4 stars, maybe 4.5. But yeah, I'm excited to have that. And it's so pretty. Okay, so the next 2 books here are also part of a series. I already own book 1 and book 4 of this series, so I got books 2 and 3. I have Bookish Boyfriends, The Boy Next Story, and Talk Nerdy to Me. I love me a bookish book, and so I'm very excited for these. And I've pulled up on Goodreads the first book, which is A Date with Darcy. And it says, boys are so much better in books, at least according to Marilee Campbell, 15, who thinks real life chivalry is dead, and there'd be nothing more romantic than having a guy woo her like the heroes in classic stories. Then she, her best friend Eliza, and her younger sister Rory transferred to Reginald R. Hero Prep, where all the boys look like they've stepped off the pages of a romance novel. Mary can hardly walk across the quad without running into someone who reminds her of Romeo. When the brooding and complicated Monroe Stratford scales Mary's trellis in an effort to make her his, she thinks she might be Juliet incarnate. But as she works her way through her literature curriculum under the guidance of the enigmatic teacher, Mary's tale begins to unfold in ways she couldn't have imagined. Mary soon realizes that only she is in charge of her story, and it's a truth universally acknowledged that first impressions can be deceiving. Whoops. So yeah, that sounds super cute. Okay, these next 2 are also part of a series. I own book 1, and I got books 2 and 3 here. So that is Benty Home and Benty the Night Masquerade. These are also very short books. And let's see, the first book is just called Benty, and I've pulled it up here on Goodreads. So it says, her name is Benty, and she is the first of the Himba people ever to be offered a place at Uzma University, the finest institution of higher learning in the galaxy. But to accept the offer will mean giving up her place and her family to travel between the stars among strangers who do not share her ways or respect her customs. Knowledge comes at a cost, one that Benty is willing to pay, but her journey will not be easy. The world she seeks to enter has long warred with the Meduse, an alien race that has become the stuff of nightmares. Umza University has wronged the Meduse, and Benty's stellar travel will bring her within their deadly reach. If Benty hopes to survive the legacy of a war not of her making, she will need both the gifts of her people and the wisdom enshrined within the university itself, but first she has to make it there, alive. And I've heard really, really good things about that series. Okay, my battery is flashing, so let me change that out really quick and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So the next book here is yet again another one in a series. I own the first 2.5 books. 2.5, yeah. It's 2 regular novels and 1 novella. And this is the 3rd full book. So I ordered Blood Witch by Susan Dennard. And as I said, this is the third book in the Witchland series. So I pulled up book 1 on Goodreads. And this says, in a continent on the edge of water, 2 witches hold its fate in their hands. Young witches, Safia and Isolde, have a habit of finding trouble. After clashing with the powerful guildmaster and his ruthless blood witch bodyguard, the friends are forced to flee their home. Safi must avoid capture at all costs as she's a rare truth witch, able to discern truth from lies. Many would kill for her magic, so Safi must keep it hidden, lest she be used in the struggle between empires. And Isolde's true powers are hidden even from herself. In a chance encounter at court, Safi meets Prince Merrick and makes him a reluctant ally. However, his help may not slow down the Blood Witch, now hot on the girl's heels. All Safi and Isolde want is their freedom, but danger lies ahead. With war coming, treaties breaking, and a magical contagion sweeping the lands, the friends will have to fight emperors and mercenaries alike, for some will stop at nothing to get their hands on a truth witch. Okay, this next book is another sequel. This is the second book in the series or trilogy, and I have the first book. That is Occulta, and it is a sequel to Nocturna. And again, I've pulled up here on Goodreads to tell you about Nocturna. This says, set in a Latinx-inspired world, a fast-changing thief and a risk-taking prince must team up to defeat a powerful evil they accidentally unleashed. To Finvoy, magic is 2 things: a knife to hold under the chin of anyone who crosses her, and a disguise she shrugs on as easily as others pull on cloaks. As a talented face shifter, it's been years since Finn has seen her own face, and that's exactly how she likes it. But when Finn gets caught by a powerful mobster, she's forced into an impossible mission: steal a legendary treasure from Castilian's royal palace, or be stripped of her magic forever. After the murder of his older brother, Prince Alfir is first in line for the Castilian throne, but Alfie can't help but feel that he will never live up to his brother's legacy. Riddled with grief, Alfie is obsessed with finding a way to bring his brother back, even if it means dabbling in forbidden magic. But when Finn and Alfie's fate collide, they accidentally unlock a terrible ancient power, which, if not contained, will devour the world. And with Castilian's fate in their hands, Alfie and Finn must race to vanquish what they have unleashed, even if it means facing the deepest darkness in their pasts. I think this box was like pretty much almost all series, except for Piranesi. Oh, and the fairy tales. The rest of this box was all part of a series, which continues because this is book 3 in the series, and I own book 1 and 2. So I have Truth Life by J. Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in the Lifelike series. And again, I've pulled up on Goodreads to tell you about Lifelike. It's just another day on the scrap. Lose the last of your credits at the War Dome. Dodge the gangs and religious fanatics. Discover you can destroy electronics with your mind. Stumble upon the deadliest robot ever built. When Eve finds the ruins of an android boy named Ezekiel in the scrap pile she calls home, her entire world comes crashing down. With her best friend and her robotic sidekick in tow, she and Ezekiel will trek across deserts of irradiated glass, battle cyborg assassins, and scour abandoned megacities to save the ones she loves and learn the dark secrets of her past. And I wonder if this is written in like a... Okay, so this isn't done in like a multimedia format like the Illuminate ones are. Okay. And now there's just one more book left, which is also a sequel. This is The Camelot Betrayal by Kirstine White, and this is the sequel to The Guinevere Deception. Let me pull that up. So the series is called Camelot Rising, and I have read the first book. I own it, and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It was really, really good. This says, a new fantasy series set in the world of Camelot that best-selling author Christina Lauren calls a brilliant reimagining the Arthurian legend, where nothing is as magical and terrifying as a girl. Princess Guinevere has come to Camelot to wed a stranger, the charismatic King Arthur. With magic clawing at the kingdom's borders, the great wizard Merlin conjured a solution, sending Guinevere to be Arthur's wife, and his protector from those who want to see the young king's idyllic city fail. The catch, Guinevere's real name and her true identity is a secret. She is a changeling, a girl who has given up everything to protect Camelot. To keep Arthur safe, Guinevere must navigate a court in which the old, including Arthur's own family, demand things continue as they have been, and the new, those drawn by the dream of Camelot, fight for a better way to live. And always, in the green hearts of forests and the black depths of lakes, magic lies in wait to reclaim the land. Deadly jousts, duplicitous knights, and forbidden romances are nothing compared to the greatest threat of all, the girl with the long black hair riding on horseback through the dark woods towards Arthur. Because when your whole existence is a lie, how can you trust even yourself? I'm so excited to read this one. And this is the second book in the trilogy. So, yay. Okay, those are all of the books that I got in this book outlet haul. Have you read any of them? Did you like them? Did you not? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.